Welcome back to part 2 of this program, guys. So we're going to finish this portrait of Vincent van Gogh. It's a self-portrait. The last time we laid out all the basic uh, details are coming up. So we basically laid down all the mapped it out, and we got everything down. Now it's time for us to make a few corrections and continue to put in the details, okay? So here, as we continue, I'm going to begin with this thing that I'm not happy with the outline here a little bit. So I'm going to correct that right here. It seems to me that it's coming down this way a little bit. And now it's kind of easy for me to make these corrections a little bit because I have a good idea about, I'm just going to zoom in on the details, right? On those tiny little things that I want to fix. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So let's begin now that I've made this little fix right here for the chin to match up with this. And also this one, the forehead seems to go like that. Right, and there. There's that, okay? That's much better. Now as we continue, and also here the forehead is coming down this way a little bit. And this is the way, all right? And again, I'm going to judge those judgments and continue to make these fixes. All right, and there's the mouth, the lower lip. I'm darkening it. Now I want to go and try to begin putting in the details. So let's begin for right here with the eye. And I'm going to look carefully and see that you have this right here. I'm going to match that. Then it's the upper eyelid that separates this part, you know, right there. And there's a little drop like this for the eye, as you can see right there, the drop of the eye. And that's exactly what I got right there. Now we come back here, we look at this, and it goes down like this, and then a little thing right there. You know, I'm trying to follow and match that. Always visualizing. And then the eyeball is right there, and as you can see, right, it's now time to get to the very, to the details. So I'm going to darken this right here, and it's light up here. So I'm going to put this little dot, you know, that's the pupil of the eye. That's very important. And then that's actually darker than the rest of it. So you need one dark spot, and you have to look at the reflection that's within the eyeball. Sometimes it's up here and sometimes it's down here. So there's the eye. Okay, that looks. And then this side is a little bit the shade, it's shaded, so because I did the eye right now, I want to be able to go back and do this because that's going to help me keep in track with everything and match it. So there you go. I'm going to be going back to this eye and try to match this exactly, always keeping in mind the original drawing, all right? So I go back up here and I see that it's right there, dark, and go to the eyebrow, and there's the eyebrow. And he's got a kind of a very severe look, you know. There that is. But you can't see the details so much up here because it's in shadow. So you can leave it right there like that. And now I'm going to shade the nose and pop the nose out by shading in behind the nose. So the bridge pops out. The light is hitting. As you can see, the light is hitting right here. So there's a little trace of shadow here, but the light's strong up here, as you can see. And you know, those are the geometric planes, you know, that you have to keep in mind when you draw this. And So we have down, we come to the nose, right? And you know, I would do this very slowly and very carefully, but for demonstration purpose, I'm going to go a little bit quicker. But what I want to say right now is that you have to go over the entire surface of this, so every single area must be covered. So you can't ignore any little bit of area. So it's like the forehead, you know, so it's a good thing for you to call out and then go over it so you don't miss anything. The nose, the bridge of the nose, the eyelid, under the eyelid, the shadow, the cheekbone, the shadow, the cheekbone right here, this one. You see, I'm trying to match it exactly. And now, and the values, those are the things that you need to keep in mind. How dark, how light, how dark and how darker, and how light and how lighter. So it's the grays and the darks, right? So this is darker than this, so I want to match that and come down here. Okay, and I'm going to have to pop this lower lip out by redefining the outline of the beard. So I'm going to go back here and work on the beard here to redefine it. And there's a little drop right there. Every time I'm trying to match the likeness of this picture, so I'm always referring back with my eyes. So going back to this and back to this, back to this and back to this. You have to do that. All right. So you can make the corrections and see. Now this is, and then always making those judgments to see if your judgments of those proportions are accurate. And if they're not, you're going to have to go back and fix them. And it's a revision. So now I went over this side of it. So you see that? This side of it. Now I'm going to go and take a look at this side. And this one, you see that? And you see this like a kind of a shape, you know? It's like at this point you can work on it like, it's like that. There you go, that's that. And then you come up here, like so. This is right there. I'm trying to quickly go over all of the entire surface, so I touched up everything within the few minutes that we have. So, but you should do it very carefully and very slowly, because you don't have to worry about time. But and there you go. And I'm not going to ignore this. This must be everything that's up here has to reflect on this. So if you see this, this has got to be here. All right, that's to bring the likeness out. And we're not happy with the forehead. You can see that the forehead needs to be a little bit up this way. And there you go. All right, and see that now. See, I continue to refine it, and you know, we only have about 5 minutes left, so I'm going to try to fill up as much as I can so I can show you guys that every single area must be filled out. You see, I can't leave all this. These are all very, very important for you to get the likeness. And this one is up here. He's there. And that's coming down this way. And then a very thin, you know, just near the ear. It's not too much hair, but it's kind of darker in the back. So all these I'm going to reflect onto my drawing. And you know, and I'm also going to think about like the follow the direction of the hair, the way the hair is his hair is. So there you go. Like you're going to have to kind of comb this hair a little bit, you know, the action of combing. So there you go. Now you have the characteristic of the hair. And in the very last 2 or 3 minutes, actually 4 minutes that we have, I'm going to see if I can cover up this. There you go. And you have the collar that's coming down this way and it's going up here like this. You know, you see that? And 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 once again, because I visualize it, I can do this or I could do this. I could do this or I could do this, okay? It's for example, I could do, because I see it right here like this, I can go this way and I can come that way because I see that it's already there. So that's the thing about visualizing the line before you actually draw it. And then you have all these real, those things in the background just to touch it up a little bit, a few strokes. But here is where I'm going to say that in the last 3 minutes that we have, I'm going to go and look at, to get the characteristics right, to get his likeness, to capture the likeness, right? We have to make sure that we reflect these particular things. You see this? The forehead and the distance, this particular, his very characteristic cheekbone, the way the way his beard and mustache, and the nose. All these are very important for you to go over, and that's what I mean when you're going to finish your drawing. It means you have to really say to yourself, listen, I'm going to go back, check everything again. Forehead, and an excellent way for you to do this is to call out and say forehead, like I'm doing right now. Forehead, eyebrow, eyes, nose, cheekbone, mustache and beard. And this needs to be darkened here like this, right? And then you continue to make these corrections. So you need to cover everything again, probably 3, 4, 5 times. I mean, if you want it to be really good, go over it many times. Don't say you're done. You're not done until you're done. You're not done until the fat lady sings. No, I'm just kidding, guys. And here's a little bit of a joke. Just before we leave, you heard about Vincent Van Gogh, right? Anything you say to him in one ear goes in there and stays there. You see what I mean? Think about it. Anything you'd say to Van Gogh in one ear goes into his one ear and stays there, okay? I hope you figure it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I mean when you say you're going to have to finish it beautifully, carefully, and completely. So I'm telling all the people, all the artists, go over it many times. Don't say you're done. This is not, by far not done. I just want to leave it here because it's a question of time. But we laid out the basic sketch. We sketched it out. We mapped it. And now we went over the details, right? This is essentially the process that you have to go through to get this right. So it's very important that this must be done by re-looking at every single thing and double-checking every single aspect of this, all right? So you have to go back and look at and say beard, the lower lip, the nose, the nostril, the eyeball, and there's still things that I haven't completed, and we are almost totally out of time. So I'm going to say, so as we continue, right, I'm going to say that the few seconds that we have left, I just want to say that this is what I mean by covering up every single surface, all of the surface. This is what I'm talking about. So you got to go over it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. Please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You're going to support the channel. I'm putting up lots more up here constantly. So have a great day. See you soon.